Hi, my name is Russell North. I am one of the writers and directors of Zip Code. Basically, it's a bit of a tradition that I go on screen before one of my films and make a tit of myself, so today is not going to be any different. Hope I don't bore you too much though. Zip Code came about after an episode of The Simpsons that I'd watched.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
So the next day I went into work and was talking to Chris, one of the other writers and directors. And we was bouncing some ideas around, having a bit of a giggle. By the end of the day we'd come up with a half decent story for a film. So I then knocked myself away, started writing this script for a couple of months I suppose, giggling away to myself, and by the end of it I had a wad of paper that looked like a script. Told a couple of people about the idea. Gary was one of them. He'd taken a shine to the character of Ronnie and said he was prepared to make a 700-mile round trip to play the part, which was, you couldn't ask for much more than that really. I then had to find somebody to play the mum, Lucy, which one day I was going through Facebook, see a picture of Claire, messaged her. We'd had some previous with a film called Hammer of Horror, which she played a part in. She read the script, really liked it, thought it'd be a giggle, and agreed to play Lucy. You okay? Yeah. I then had to find somebody to play India, which I worked with a guy called Mike Mitchell.
You'll be talking about the killer and not my ass.
And he mentioned that his stepdaughter was did a bit of acting.
Got you any more names?
I got called to C-U-N-T. Yeah, but by accident. I didn't even mean to say that.
I met with her, we had a coffee, or well, tea and a glass of water. Told her about the project and everybody involved. She read the script, messaged me back a couple of days later and said she'd really like to play the part, so that was great. I then had to find a guy to play the son, which I thought would be quite difficult because what we was asking him to do was something that many young people probably wouldn't want to do. But by chance I was at work, and one of the guys there mentioned that one of his friend's sons was doing a bit of acting at college and was keen to get into film work. I met up with Ryan, who said that one of his friends was keen to be in the film as well, which is perfect because I needed somebody to play the son and somebody to play the best friend.
He forgot his line.
What's my line? I thought it messed up. Let's go, sorry. Right, little perv, my line, let's do this.
We then had to find some other people for just some other characters. So we had Anthony playing the van driver, Taylor. I worked with Anthony on Accidental Hero.
Why didn't I just say, I've got a big package? Oh, bollocks.
It's a funny line actually.
We had Gemma. She plays a police lady. I met Gemma through a friend of a friend. She was great for the part.
Get that thing back in your pants!
Then we have Emmy Lou, who worked with me on New City Fire. She plays Matt's wife. Emmy's nuts. Always funny to have on set. Then we had Chris stepped in and played the tramp, which it's always funny to see Chris act because he hates it, but he's actually really good.
Oh my god, are you okay?
This has got to do with you.
I made my little cameo. I actually played the driver who crashes the car at the end.
Don't be ridiculous!
Then we had to find some music. I'm a big pop punk fan, so I wanted to try and get a feel of like the American Pie feel into this film. Again, I was going through Facebook and I noticed one of my friend's sons was in a band called Leftovers. He went out of his way to get us the soundtrack with and without lyrics, which is a great help. It's basically, we used a combination of my cousin's house, my work, my brother's tattoo shop, a friend's factory. They let us use that. We wanted to get a bit of funding for this film, not a lot, just enough to get us some help basically. So obviously cameramen, soundmen, editors, just people that know a little bit more than myself and Chris, to just bring this project up a little bit. And once we didn't get the funding we wanted, it was we had to decide what we wanted to do, whether we just, you know, put the script back on the shelf and just see what happens with it, or do we make it ourselves with no money. Spoke to the cast and the crew and basically just sort of like said, look, you know, we've got no money, but we've still got a great script, we've still got a load of equipment, and we've still got some talented people that can, you know, do what we need to do. When I say we've got talented people, I edited all myself, me and Chris and a few other people. Did all the camera work and the sound, and that's basically it really. It's a lot of work, but it was fun. I don't call it work, it's a hobby. It's a fun hobby. Filming wasn't a challenge, it was great. Turned up, had a giggle.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Filmed, had a giggle.
Cinema toilet, take 23. Action.
Soldier.
There's been more.
Went out of a night time and had a giggle. The story of this film, basically, it's 3 people's stories, all happening at the same time on the same day. So the weather played a massive part. We then filmed a massive chunk of the film, enough to finish to do what you're going to see soon. But we still had a couple of scenes to shoot, and the scenes we had to shoot were outside, so we needed sun. We'd lost leaves on trees, and the weather had changed. It was now cold. There's no blue skies. It was all grey. So we kind of was a bit stuck. I then had the idea of using green screen, which I've not really done before. It was a case of doing it and being able to finish the film, or not doing it and not being able to finish the film. So I decided to do it. I wish I had a little bit more time to do it and a little bit more knowledge. So once we finished filming it, I then locked myself away in my little cupboard, which is here. Just basically edited it away for thousands and thousands of hours. So I must have watched this film 1,000 times and I'm still laughing at the same things, which is good. I think some people probably think they're expecting it to be a certain level, and it might not be their expectations, but it is what it is. We all done the best we could with what we had, I suppose. So basically this is Zip Code. We are Zip Code, little family, and we hope you enjoy our film.